Well, the high school football players resume Friday night with mini games around the area. What's expected to be the best matchup will be taking place in Westbrook. The upstart 8-1 Blue Blazes will be playing 8-1 Kennebunk in the B-South Regional Championship game. It could be the biggest game in Westbrook high school football history. Joining us this morning to talk about this epic game is Blue Blazes coach Sam Johnson. And Coach, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Jeff, thanks for having me.
Look, here's the deal. One win and you play for a state title. I don't want to put too much pressure on you right now here on the set, but this is a big game for the community, the school, the program, and it's a program that has never won a regional championship. Talk about the vibe around the community and just the school in general now with this going on.
Yeah, I appreciate the question. There's a buzz right now in the community. You know, fall sports has been off to like a really good start in terms of, you know, both boys and girls soccer teams making the postseason, golf being competitive and growing their numbers, and I think, you know, the high school football team has really sort of come into shape here as the fall season has progressed and really built some momentum through the season. And, you know, the band's been at our games and, you know, teachers in the hallway are excited. And there's been a very positive energy in the community.
Hey, let's talk about how you guys got here. Last Friday, your team came from behind against Marshwood. That was a tough game. You scored with like 30 seconds left in the game. Final was 15-12. How was the effort? And then the reward at the end. My son shot video of the students rushing not the field but over to the bell that you guys ring after every win. And I thought that was so much fun and exciting.
Yeah, it is just a blast. Just so happy for the kids. They hung in there. You know, we talk about not being affected, you know, by positive plays or negative plays and just trying to stay positive, and that's exactly what they did. We were shut down in the red zone for most of the game, and, you know, clock's winding down, less than a minute left. We practiced these situations, and, you know, the kids didn't blink. And, you know, like you said, we're ringing the bell with our friends down there, and just so excited for our kids to rush over there and celebrate it with their, you know, their teammates and their friends and their family. And we'll never get tired of hearing that bell ring. Yeah,
and sometimes you got to sit there and think to yourself, and some of the people that have been longtime Westbrook fans, oh man, it just can't be easy, can it? This game, because it went down to the final seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we wouldn't want it to come easy, right? That's part of it. And I think, you know, in the playoffs, when you're playing a team for the second time, you know the tendencies, you're familiar with their schemes, you're familiar with their players, and, you know, it's one of those things where oftentimes it will come down to the wire. And fortunately for us, we were able to come out on top.
All right, let's talk about the game coming up on Friday night. You're playing a team you played earlier, Kennebunk. You beat them 20-0. Mm-hmm. Does that have anything to do with the game coming up tomorrow night at all?
I mean, I think certainly, right? You know, we went into that game with a blueprint, right? It was a successful blueprint. I also think, and Kennebunk would be the first to probably say this, right? They didn't play that well, right? I think that's part of it. So I think both things can be true. We played really well, and they didn't, you know, they shot themselves in the foot a couple times, right? And I think that's football. They had some untimely turnovers, so we expect their best, right? They've been on a streak since that game at Westbrook earlier in the year. And so I think certainly there's parallels you can take from that first matchup, but, you know, mid-November, throw out the record books, right? Like, here we are, here we go.
Your team's 8-1 on the season, and you guys have turned this program around. This team has been known for having a losing football team. I mean, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, you guys are now get home field advantage. You're in the regional championship game, 1-1 away from playing for a state title. How'd you turn it around?
You got to give the credit, you know, to our leadership, right? We have great administration. Two of our co-principals are former football coaches. The coach I played for, Jeff Garrett, is one of our principals, so I think it starts there. Our staff has been tremendous, very planful and thoughtful in their approach. And then the kids, right? I mean, these kids, our seniors, have just worked so hard to put themselves in this position, right? We've been in some competitive moments in the past. We've obviously, you know, taken our lumps as a program. We've learned how to lose, and I think, you know, for these kids, our time was now, and this is a result of a very thoughtful approach over a long period of time, and just trying to stay positive and improve and just stack days on top of each other.
Yeah, one of the things that really impressed me, I was reading an article when you first got hired in August of 2022. You talked about how important it was for your players to be student athletes and contributing members of the community. That's important to you.
Yeah, I mean, it has to start in the classroom. It has to start in the community. We have kids that are members of the band. We have kids in the National Honor Society. We have kids that work at the Westbrook Community Center and the after-school program and the summer program, and it's been really cool. Just yesterday morning, we had our seniors and juniors go to the middle school and say good morning to the kids and did the morning announcements. We went to the community dinner about a month ago. I think that's critically important to be connected with the community and really have our leaders on the team lead our philosophies and beliefs. So it's been on the kids. The kids run a youth clinic in the summer. The connectivity between our youth football program and our high school football program has been tremendous over the last few years, and so I got to give the credit to the community members and our players for making it happen.
Okay, I know you guys are happy to be here at the regional, but what would it mean to win a regional championship, playing a state title game for the school and for the students, for the players, for the community?
Yeah, it's hard to overstate. We've really tried to be where our feet are, but we've also been forced to at times to zoom out and see, like, wow, this is pretty powerful. This is pretty impressive. And we've had this mantra the last probably month and a half: job's not finished, right? Job's not finished. So we've talked about, if we want to go places we've never been, we have to be willing to do things we've never done. And so, you know, even yesterday, it's cold practice, and we're just focused on improving and staying positive. And it would mean a lot, Jeff. It would mean a lot to our kids and our community. And early in the year, we talked about it's about us and our preparation. And then right around the midway point, we realized this isn't even about us. This is about our friends and our families and people. You know, I think of people that, you know, played for the football team in the 80s and the 90s and even before then. So it's like, I don't even think our players really understand or grasp the magnitude of the position that we're in.
All right, well, good luck tomorrow night. Should be a great game. I mean, Kennebunk's going to put up a fight. And congratulations on a great season no matter what happens.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
All right, Coach, thanks for coming on. We'll be